In this video we will talk about the Globe of Death history. Prior to the Globe of Death came what is known as the Basket of Death. Little is known about this Corbeil de la Mort, which translates to Basket of Death. Other than that, these extended circle wheel tracks were impetus for fully enclosed metal globes. The basket has faulty bracing, making it incredibly dangerous for two people to ride together in tandem in the basket. The Circus Act, now known as the Globe of Death, first started to appear in the year 1901 as the circle wheel, which had slanted vertical columns instead of a complete sphere. Several carnival historians, including A.W. Stencil, attribute the premier Globe of Death Act to Thomas Eck in the year 1903. However, others consider Arthur Rosenthal of Grand Rapids, Michigan, the first, as he patented the bicyclist globe in the year 1904. This patent claimed to have invented certain new and useful improvements in bicyclist globes. These new and useful improvements delved into the specifications for the creation of a lattice globe so the bicyclist could attain sufficient momentum to perform the act. The popularization of the act began with Arthur Rosenthal, the man who patented the globe, and Frank Lemon. Together they were known in the area as Rose and Lemon, a trick bicycle and motorcycle duo who performed in the globe as the climax of their act. Their show was said to perform routines of skill and nerve, guaranteed to deliver laughs and roars at fairs, amusement parks, and shows across the land. Although Arthur Rosenthal is known for patenting what became known as the Globe of Death, several other performers started to use similar globes around this time, including Guido Conci, an Italian daredevil who introduced his Sphere of Fear to European audiences in Rome, a German engineer who built and operated his own globe, and the act Cedero and his Golden Globe, which arrived in New York City and was the first of many Brazilian globes and globe riders to migrate to the United States. One of the most successful shows was the Hazardous Globe of Death, where Mr. and Mrs. Charles Clark both employed Indian motorcycles inside a 16-foot sphere. Another well-known motor globe act was the Mendoza family from Australia, who began each of their shows using bicycles and finished on their motorcycles. Their climax was the Globe of Fate, which they kept covered by a canvas tent so as to compel pay entry. A young Greek woman who went by the stage name Sedora gained much notoriety since women riders presented a special attraction in the Globe of Death. Because of the cage tighter radius and slight bracing, lightweight motorcycles with a short wheelbase are required for the performances. Two-stroke engineers weigh less and provide a better acceleration. Many riders equip their bikes with working headlights that add a dramatic effect. There were a small number of operators who handled and performed in globes. Among those that did were Louis Speedy Babs Six, Chungwei, and Jack Hatcher. Babs claimed that because riding in a globe required a different technique than riding in a motordrome, it was difficult to operate and perform the routines. In the year 1947, after nearly 20 years of riding motordromes, Babs acquired a globe and booked it with carnivals across the eastern United States, marketing himself as the man from Mars. And on several occasions, he fell during the job and was almost killed. Situations like these were not as frequent while he rode on the motordrome, despite arguments between both parties over which is more dangerous for the performer because of the visual obstruction created by the lattice and the distance at which the audience usually viewed. The presentation of the globe is more limited than that from the motordrome. Some performers found themselves in a situation like George Lucky Thibault, who was a motordrome operator and performed in the Boston area but acquired a Globe of Death in the year 1966. While performing for places to perform his newfound attraction, he found that some carnivals were reluctant to sign such an attraction when they already had a motordrome. Thus, instead he performed at shopping center promotions, stock car racers and other fundraisers. Well, that's all for this video. If you like it, please like, share